With that, we bring in Republican Congressman from Tennessee, member of the House Homeland Security Committee, Mark Green, also former Special Operations Flight Surgeon for the U.S. Army and emergency room doctor. Doc, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you taking the time. You think about this first death in Washington State, someone who had access to the best medical care in the world from start to finish with the coronavirus. Is it too early to make any assumptions about that, since we don't know how old this person was? We don't know if they had any underlying medical conditions?
Yeah, absolutely. We shouldn't form any, opinions about the case fatality rate or what it's going to be in the United States. The sample size is just, because the president shut the border down, our sample size has been incredibly small for a nation of 330 million. So, you can't make any conclusions off this first death. I mean, other than it's just heartbreaking that we lost someone.
There is a level of panic now in America. Fair to say that. There are a lot of thermometers that are out of stock on Amazon.com. People at Costco are buying bags of rice in case they're stuck in their home for weeks. Is there any medical evidence to support the level of fear that seems to be out there right now?
I don't think so. Our emergency departments are very well equipped to handle this. They practice disaster preparedness every year since the war on terror. These guys are prepared for this. So this is something that happens. I mean, you look at influenza. Influenza in 2017 was the 8th leading cause of death. And there are not physicians sitting in the emergency departments with Bio-4 hazard suits on right now waiting on influenza patients. So this hype that's going on out there is a little bit overblown. We do have to be concerned. If you're over 80 years old so far with the data coming out of China, there's a 15% case fatality rate. This is an illness that causes, or a virus that causes illness. So we do have to move forward cautiously, but it's really gotten out of hand in the media some.
It brings up an important point that you just talked about, the data coming out of China. Can you believe anything the Chinese are saying about this?
Sure, I think they've gotten much more transparent.
It'd be hard to get less transparent.
Well, that's for sure. That's for sure. But I mean, they're now working very closely with us. They're starting to publish papers themselves on their response and what they've learned from their response. And our physicians are over there now helping to gather data and helping to write those reports. The Journal of the American Medical Association has published a mortality document that details, for example, diabetes patients have a 7% mortality rate with this illness. Cardiovascular patients have a 10% mortality rate. So there's a lot of details that are coming out of it now. Of course, we're doing a lot of research. University of Nebraska Medical Center's got a study ongoing with the antiviral remdesivir, and it's showing a lot of promise. So there's a lot of good stuff going on from information we've gotten from China.
At what point do people begin to become rightfully concerned versus what you say is right now, perhaps a little bit of fear-mongering and fear of the unknown?
Sure. Well, it's okay to be cautious. We just can't let panic ensue. So if someone goes out and buys an extra couple of cases of water and they're buying lots of hand sanitizer and getting ready for it, I mean, it's just basically what they should do for the flu season. I had chemotherapy for cancer, and we had a big bottle of hand sanitizer in my office, and everybody used it. Folks who came into my office were required to use it. I never got a cold. Hand sanitizer works, and we should be doing that even with the flu season. So it's just normal precautions, and it's okay for people to do those kinds of things.
Speaking of flu season, in the numbers here, we've got to be careful with as we put up, but on the left side of your screen, 2019-2020 flu season, 32 to 45 million illnesses, 18,000 to 46,000 deaths. Coronavirus, 85,000 individual cases worldwide that we know about. 2,900 deaths. If you looked at that and extrapolated that, you'd say coronavirus, oh my God, is far more deadly in a much worse situation than the flu. But is that really an apples to apples comparison, so to speak?
No, you can't make that, because there are tons of Americans and people worldwide that are vaccinated to flu. This is the appearance of a new virus, so people are not vaccinated. There's no specific immunity to it. It would be equivalent to a flu pandemic, a new novel flu virus. If you look at those rates, then it would be more comparable.
All right. Congressman, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Thanks for spending the afternoon with us. And we'll be back to you in the coming days and weeks for your expertise, both politically and from the medical side.
Thanks.
Good to see you,
Have
sir.
a good day.
Kristen?